Hello everyone, my name is Nilsor and welcome to my vault. Today on Fallout New Vegas 101 we are going to talk about your companion's history and do an analysis of them. Before we start delving on the characters, let's take a look at Dead Money main themes. The main stage of Dead Money is a Sierra Madre, a place advertised as permitting you to begin again and to let go of your troubles. This is exactly what each character is going through. Each of them have something burdening them, an obsession that they hold on too much, unable to let go of it. The Sierra Madre is going to maybe play its role depending on your choices and allows the characters to lose their grip, to begin again and move on with their lives, forever changed by their time here. For example, Frederick Sinclair's obsession being Verace's, he died precisely while he was trying to let go of her by disabling the very trap he had set up for her. Verace's obsession, on the other hand, was her own fame and fortune, which ultimately led to her death after she accepted to participate in the heist of the casino. It was with her dying breath that she begged Sinclair to let go of her, to turn off the security measures so she could flee this place, still thinking that he was mad at her after she confessed. It is unfortunate, to say the least, that she will never know that Sinclair had already forgiven her and that he died precisely while trying to turn off the security measures. Dog is a super mutant, and more precisely a Nightkin, one of the Master's army elite force. Who he was before and what his name used to be is unknown. His job during the Master invasion in 2162 was to abduct humans that will later on be dipped in vats of FEV, turning them into super mutants. When the Master ultimately died, Dog felt lost without a commanding voice to tell him what to do, and wandered into the wasteland for a very long time until he stumbled upon the Sierra Madre. There, Elijah used Dog's need of a commanding figure to become his master and ordered him to abduct subjects to bring them to the Sierra Madre in order to have them participate in the casino's opening during the gala event. When the first gala event occurred, Elijah was trapped inside the casino, but Dog continued on carrying his orders until today in 2281 when he brought in the courier. Dog is a tall and strong super mutant with his own name carved across his chest, a bear trap closed on his arm, and a chain around his neck, giving him a very brutal and unfriendly exterior. Like most Nightkin, the prolonged use of the stealth boy affected Dog's mind and resulted in a severe case of dissociative identity disorder. From it, another personality emerged, naming itself God, Dog referring to him as the Voice. Compared to Lily, her Leo is only heard by herself and we never get to see him even when she trusts you. By comparison, Dog and God have both distinct personalities taking control of the body alternatively. Dog is obedient and rather limited in terms of cognitive development. God is more intelligent, guarded and suspicious of others, especially since he always thinks that people are out to control him or Dog. This is why he never showed himself when Elijah was around, to avoid having the Elder realize that Dog wasn't just another super mutant who hears voices. It was also him who locked the cell's door inside the police station where you will find them. Getting tired and scared of having Dog controlling his body, Dog has started hurting himself because he thinks it keeps the voice away. Actually, it is possible that since one of God's goals is to protect Dog, to allow him to retake control of his body is a way of stopping him to hurt himself. Which is something illustrating one of the most important personality traits the both of them have, loyalty. God is loyal to Dog in the sense that he wants to protect him from harm. Dog is loyal to his master, believing that whatever his master commands is a good thing. Both of their loyalties is what is fueling their obsessions. Dog's obsession is his hunger, a literal one as we can see when he eats ghost people or when he ingested his own bomb collar, but also a hunger for a master that will tell him what to do. When his obsession is unchecked, Dog is capable of being as dangerous as a wild feral beast. God's obsession, on the other hand, is his desire for control. He is trying to protect Dog by taking his own control away from him, without realizing that it's only making Dog's want to get rid of him even stronger. By letting go of their obsessions, the new personality resulting from the merger will be able to begin again as a new person with even a clean slate as to what has happened at the Sierra Madre. It is also possible that this new personality is who Doug was before his dissociative identity disorder developed. Christine Royce is a former Brotherhood of Steel scribe who used to live in the Mojave chapter. Lover to Veronica, they got separated through Elijah's intervention. Christine later on joined the Circle of Steel, a splinter faction of the Brotherhood dedicated to taking a more active stance in the wasteland. There she was made a knight. When Elijah left the Brotherhood behind after the crushing defeat at Helios 1, Christine was dispatched to track down and eliminate him. She crossed his path at the Old World Research Facility of Big Empty. There, they battled near the prisoner camps of Little Lengthy, but were interrupted when security robots intervened and color bomb-rigged ghouls started exploding everywhere, injuring Christine in the process. Medical robots then took her to a malfunctioning autodoc which experimented on her with various electrodes to the point, in her own word, of making a flashlight out of her head. Her brain was damaged, making her suffer from alexia, the loss of the ability to read and write properly, but she was still able to do equations and mathematical sums. A courier named Ulysses came to the rescue, freed her from the autodoc and nursed her back to health. She left Big Empty after he told her that Elijah had gone to the Sierra Madre. There she was captured by Dog. At some point, Dean Domino knocked her unconscious and managed to throw her into the clinic autodoc to operate on her vocal cords in order to have them match the same tones as Vera keys. Later on, this will be useful to open the Sierra Madre's elevator leading to its vault. In the clinic, the autodoc made her a mute, but the one in Veraki's suite completed the operation. Physically, Christine has a smaller stature than most humans. Her baldness came from the traditional outlook of Brotherhood scribes, but the scars on her face and throat, which can be fixed by any current medical means, are the results of her time in different autodocs. She also developed claustrophobia in there. It is no wonder Christine's personality is one made of scientific curiosity, quick thinking, intelligence, and desire to understand how things work. Unfortunately, this mindset has been compromised after she was forced to break up with Veronica and when the Brotherhood was betrayed by Elijah. These events developed a rage for vengeance inside of her against the men responsible, a rage which amplified after the numerous injuries she suffered while chasing him. All this boiling rage is not something you could see at first sight when you see her petite figure, but this rage also takes its roots into Christine's desire to protect. This is shown when, in the case of her not liking you, she tells you how the steam packs ran out an hour after she was in the clinic's autodoc, but the procedure kept repeating for 2 weeks. This confession is made probably in order to hurt you and make you feel guilty even though you had nothing to do with it. A confession which she does not when she likes you, probably to avoid you to feel pain for her, or not to add to the idea that she is a victim, an idea that her scars are bearing for her. The sentiment of being a victim, of having things out of her control, comes most likely from all her failed attempts to protect what she cared about. She couldn't protect her relationship with Veronica, she couldn't protect the Mojave chapter from Elijah's misguidance, she couldn't protect herself from getting injured and tortured. This resentment towards Elijah, and probably somehow herself, is best shown when she threatens you by telling,
"No. We're gonna see how you like it when someone else is in control."
As in she is taking a stance to take things back into her own hands after having been the puppet of others. Christine's obsession boils down to her need for revenge. When comparing to Veronica, whose motives are fueled by love even though she went through the same things as Christine, Veronica was able to let go of her resentment toward Elijah, whereas Christine held on it tight, making her a big ball of rage. Letting go of it allows her to actually go back to her roots by becoming the warden of the Sierra Madre, its protector standing guard instead of hunting. The Sierra Madre giving her a way to begin again by being a place she can protect from outside threats, and maybe allowing her to heal from her misfortunes. Before the Great War, Dean Domino was a renowned singer touring in the United States and Europe. When he found himself in Frederick Sinclair's shadow, his jealousy made him plan the heist to take everything from him. He recruited his ex-lover, Vera Keyes, who caught Sinclair's attention and who was down on her luck, making her agree to collaborate with Dean and the promise of future fortune. When she got cold feet, he started blackmailing her about her addiction to Medex, threatening her to spread the word about it unless she followed through the plan. Dean didn't know about the fact that his consumption was due to her being terminally ill. He survived the Great War, but remained in the Sierra Madre, still planning to this day to rob the casino of its treasures. Not long ago, he was captured by Dog and was rigged with a color bomb. On the outside, Dean Domino presents himself pretty nicely, with an old but still elegant suit, a bow tie and shaded glasses, much like how he is in the numerous posters of him. He's also playing it cool by frequently smoking cigarettes, an habit that didn't affect the sound of his voice, even though he is also a ghoul. This appearance tends to be perceived as him being sure of himself and pretentious, but the fact is, in reality, that it is in compensation of his fragile ego. When the attention and the spotlights aren't on him, if he is not valued, Dean interprets it as meaning that he is not enough, less than others, that he is basically nothing. This egoistical tendency makes him comprehend the world around him only in comparison to himself. Like when he perceives the building of the casino by Sinclair as a way to show Dean how insignificant he is, completely oblivious or in denial that the place was built as a monument for Vera Keyes. This led him to become greatly jealous of others, like when he takes the courier's abilities as a personal insult. A jealousy which, against Sinclair, turned into a vendetta. All this in order to reassure his fragile ego, like when he seems to ignore the fact that he has a color bomb on, referring to it as a bow tie on rare occasion. This shows how he refuses to acknowledge that he can be diminished by others' actions, by denying that his life can depend on someone else's. It seems he is trying to convince himself that Dean Domino bows to no one, but that everyone else is bowing to him and his greatness. Ironically, he actually doesn't need a collar to be prisoner of the Sierra Madre. He is already trapped there by his obsessive idea of robbing the place, even though the person he wanted to hurt by looting it is long gone. There is no point anymore to rob the place, but he doesn't care, he doesn't hear it, because it's not about Sinclair, it's about himself. If he fails to rob the casino, it's a failure done by himself, therefore, in his mind, he is a failure. Dean's obsession has to go with greed, the insatiable desire to obtain something. In his case, it is about recognition and validation. To obtain it, he wants to put down those, from his perspective, who have wronged him. If he let go of the Sierra Madre and his plan of robbing it, Dean will go to Vegas to begin again, maybe realizing this time that to fail is not to be a failure. On the next video, we'll start the Honest Heart DLC by talking about the history of Zion Canyon. Thank you for watching, and see you later.